5%. You worked all year. You delivered every project on time. You stayed late. You covered for teammates who left. You handled the production crisis at 2 a.m. on a Saturday. And when appraisal time came, your manager smiled and said, "Great job," and handed you a 5% raise. Maybe 8% if you were lucky. Meanwhile, the inflation ate up half of that. Your EMIs went up, school fees went up, everything went up except your real purchasing power. And here's the worst part: you looked around and see someone who joined just 6 months ago from outside doing a similar role, and they are earning 30 to 40% more than you. Let that sink in. If this sounds familiar, stay with me, because today I'm going to tell you why exactly this happens from the inside. As someone who was a COO and actually sat in the meetings where these salary discussions were made, and more importantly, I am going to show you the 5 things you can do to make sure that your next raise is not just 5%, but maybe 25, 30, and even 50%. All right, let me explain how salary decisions actually work inside most of the IT companies. Because once you understand the system, you will immediately see why your raise is always disappointing and what to do about it. So, here's the first thing you need to know. Every year, the company allocates a fixed budget for salary hikes. Let's say the company decides this year the overall salary increase budget is 8% of the total payroll. Now, that 8% is not per person, it is the total pool. That pool gets distributed across the entire team. Your manager gets a fixed envelope and has to divide it among everyone. So, if your manager has 20 people and a budget of 8% of the team's total salary, the math is simple. Most people will get somewhere between 5 to 8%. A couple of people might get 12 to 15%, and someone has to get 3% to make that math work. This is the first reason your raise is always disappointing. It has nothing to do with your performance. It's a math problem. The system is designed to give most of the people an average raise. Now, here's the second thing. Your manager has to make these decisions 3 to 6 months before your appraisal meeting. They submit ratings, recommended hikes, and justifications to HR and senior leadership. Your appraisal meeting is not a negotiation, it's a notification. And the third thing, this is the one nobody talks about. Companies have an incentive to give you the minimum raise that will keep you from leaving. That's it. They are not trying to be unfair, they are optimizing the costs. If the company believes you are not going to leave over a 5% raise, they will give you 5%. Why would they give you more if they don't have to? This is not personal, this is business. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you can start playing the game differently. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Vijay, this is all about the company system. What can I even do about it? Well, a lot actually. Because while the system is real, there are also things you are doing or not doing that are keeping you stuck in that 5% bracket. Mistake number one: you are letting your work speak for itself. I hear this all the time from IT professionals. My work should speak for itself. And I understand the sentiment. But here's the problem with that: your work doesn't have a voice. It doesn't walk into your manager's office and presents a case for you. You have to be the voice for your work. If the people who decide your salary don't know what have you accomplished, your accomplishments just do not count. Mistake number two: you are only talking about effort, not the impact. I worked really hard this year. I put in the extra hours. I managed multiple projects. None of this matters in a salary discussion. What matters is what was the business impact of your work? Did you reduce the costs? Did you improve a metric? Did you deliver something that generated revenue or saved time? Leadership does not pay for effort, they pay for outcomes. Mistake number three, you are having the salary conversation at the wrong time. Remember what I said, the number is decided months before your appraisal. So, if the first time you bring up your salary expectations is during the review meeting, you are already too late. The budget is already allocated. The decision is made. You are negotiating with a locked vault. Mistake number four, you don't know your own market value. Most of the IT professionals have no idea what someone with their skill and experience is earning at some other companies. And if you don't know your market value, your company definitely won't tell you. They benefit from you not knowing. Information is power in salary discussions. Right now, the company has all of it. And mistake number five, you have never explicitly told your manager what you want. You're hoping they will figure it out. You're hinting, you're waiting for them to offer. But your manager has 20 people to worry about. If you don't clearly say, I want to be positioned for a significant salary correction this cycle, and here's why I deserve it, they will assume that you are just fine with what you are getting. Now, if you recognized yourself in any of these mistakes, don't beat yourself. Nobody teaches us this. Not our engineering college, not our first manager, not HR. But now you know, and knowing is the first step to changing the outcome. All right, so the system is stacked and you have been making some mistakes. So here are 5 steps. This is exactly what I coach my clients to do. And this is the playbook that has helped IT professionals get 25, 30, and even 50% salary corrections. Not over years, but in months. Step number one, know your market value. Before you can negotiate, you need data. Go to Glassdoor, Levels, Ambition Box, LinkedIn Salary Insights. Talk to recruiters even if you are not actively looking for. Take interviews at other companies to get competing offers. Not necessarily to leave, but to understand what the market is willing to pay for your skills and experience. When you walk into a salary conversation, knowing that the market pays 30% more for your role, you are negotiating from strength, not hope. Step number two, build an impact portfolio. Starting today, maintain a running document of every significant thing that you have delivered. And here's the key, don't write what you did, write impact of what you did, not led migration to cloud infrastructure. Instead, led migration that reduced infrastructure cost 30%, saving the company approximately 45 lakhs annually. Step number three, have the salary conversations months ahead before your review, not during the review, maybe 3 months, 6 months before that. And here's the exact script. You sit down with your manager and say, I am very committed to this team and this role. I want to continue growing here. I also want to be transparent. Based on my research, my current compensation is below the market for someone with my experience and the impact I have delivered. I would like to be considered for a meaningful salary correction this cycle. What would I need to demonstrate in the next few months to make that thing happen? This does 4 things. It shows loyalty, presents data, it makes a very clear ask, and it gives your manager time and a framework to advocate for you. Step number 4, make your manager your biggest advocate. Your manager is the person who will fight for your raise in that budget meeting. If they don't have the ammunition, the stories, the numbers, the impact data, they just cannot fight for you. So, make it easy for them. Send them a quarterly summary of your impact. Use the exact language they will need in that budget meeting. Remember, they only have about 2 minutes to 3 minutes to present your case to leadership. Give them those 2 minutes or 3 minutes on a silver platter. And step number 5, create leverage. And I want to be very clear about this. I'm not saying that you need to threaten to leave. That almost backfires. But you should always be visible in the market. Keep your LinkedIn updated. Have conversations with recruiters. Take calls. And if a genuine opportunity comes along that offers you significantly more, you now have the options. Remember what I said earlier. Companies give you the minimum raise that will keep you from leaving. If the company knows that you have option because you are visible, because you are in demand, because you have built a strong personal brand, the minimum to keep you suddenly goes up. You don't need to threaten. You need to be having genuine options. That changes everything for you. Let me leave you with one final thought that changed how I think about salary forever. Most IT professionals think of their raise as something that happens to them, something the company decides, something that they receive passively. The professionals who earn the most, the one who are getting 30, 40, 50% jumps, they treat their salary as something that they drive, something they actively manage, negotiate, and optimize. Let me put this in perspective with some real numbers. A 5% annual raise on a 20 lakh package gives you 1 lakh more every year. After 5 years, you are about 25 lakhs. But if you use these strategies to get even 130% jump in the entire 5-year period through a promotion, through a role change, or a strong negotiation, you are at 33 lakhs or more. That's 7 to 8 lakhs difference every single year for the rest of your career. So the cost of accepting the default, of accepting that 5% year after year without pushing back is enormous. Not just this year, over a career, it is growth. This is what I call the awareness pillar of my ACT framework. Before you can transform your salary, you have to become aware of how the system works, what mistakes you are making, and what you are actually worth. That awareness alone changes the game for you. But awareness without action is just frustration. So the question is, what are you going to do with what you have learned today? Here's what I want you to do right now. Drop a comment below and tell me what's the highest praise you have ever received in a single cycle? And what is the most disappointing one? I read every comment and I would love to hear your story. If this video opened your eyes, hit that subscribe button. I put out a video every week specifically for mid-career professionals with more than 10 years of experience who are done settling for the default. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, Vijay, I get it, but I need help applying this to my specific situation, I offer a free career acceleration call where I personally map out a strategy for your next raise or promotion. No fluff, no generic advice, just a real conversation about where you are, where you want to be, and how to get there. The link is in the description. You have worked too hard and too long to accept that 5% as your ceiling. It's time to start getting paid for what you are worth. I will see you in the next one.